Do you know how likely a nuclear war was to happen in 2022? I wasn't even born, but I've heard from my grandpa that it almost happened. A horrific scenario where nuclear weapons cause radioactive fallout, collapsing our civilization and making the Earth uninhabitable. But it never happened, because a natural disaster hit us. Have you ever heard about large igneous provinces? These are volcanoes that don't explode, but huge cracks open in the Earth's crust and lava just starts bubbling out, oozing across the landscape and releasing tons of toxic gases. The most dangerous thing about an igneous province is that it can keep up the oozing for centuries. With the wind effect, these toxic gases spread all over the world and change the atmospheric composition. One of these magmatic gases reduced the oxygen level in the air. Sadly, there is only little oxygen left in the world. Before it's too late for humanity, the oxygen center is invented. It generates oxygen by electrolysis of underground water, and the required electricity is generated by using coal. But you should be slowly moving away from coal towards sustainable sources of energy. This is the only hope for us. You should immediately find and warmly welcome everyone who survived around the globe. Now it's your time, but don't worry. I'll be your guide along your journey. Welcome to the tutorials. I'm happy to see you here. Let's start with the basics. First, we should start with the camera controls. Great. Let's move on to the next step. As you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they are out, they use oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide the required energy to our buildings. Perfect. Here we can see the total energy consumption of the oxygen center and also our constructors list. Our constructors are always ready and will start working as soon as you plan a construction. Let's move on to the energy menu. Here we can see our energy resources. There is only coal right now, but we'll hopefully move on to sustainable energy resources later. Now let's focus on coal. To keep the oxygen center running, our people should be sent to the ruins to collect the required coal. Very good. By doing that, we assign the profession of scavenger to those settlers. Let's open the professions menu and see the workplace assignments. Awesome! Here we can see all assigned professions. If no profession is assigned to a settler, it means the settler becomes a constructor. Now it's time to focus on basic needs: water, food, and houses. Let's start with the water purifier. Great! Now we have a water purifier where we can produce water. When a certain amount is produced, one of the workers will drop off the produced water at the closest storage. Now let's focus on food production. It's best to start with the fishing dock.
I'm just a constructor.
I work in the water purifier.
Well done! We've now taken care of our basic supply of food and water. You should make sure that enough food and water are on hand at all times. Now let's build a canteen so that our people can visit when they are hungry or thirsty. If there is no canteen in your settlement, they go to the closest storage to them. Each visit to the canteen brings extra points to the confidence level of the visitor. Good. Now we have a canteen. Our people prefer the closest canteen to them when they are hungry or thirsty. On the other hand, canteen workers prefer the closest storage to pick up the required food and water. Now let's focus on constructing some houses. Excellent! Now our people have houses to rest, have kids, and more importantly, fill up the oxygen tanks. Let's build some roads for faster walking speed. Perfect. Now our people will walk faster when they are on the roads. You should also know that roads don't require any construction material but can only be built by construction workers. Welcome again. Let's continue with the challenges. Wind is one of the main challenges in this world because winds bring toxic gases and reduce the oxygen level. Therefore, we should get ready for them. Since the winds bring toxic gases, our people can get sick on these windy days and die if they are not treated. Therefore, we should build a medical post. Great! The medical post is built as planned. Our people can go there if they are sick and stay there until their treatments are completed. Since the oxygen center consumes more energy during the winds, we should store a considerable amount of coal before the winds. Let's build a coal mine. Very good. Now we have enough coal for the upcoming windy days. Now we should run the oxygen generators in all of the buildings. Workers don't consume oxygen tanks when the generator is turned on in the building. Perfect. You can also run the oxygen generator in any specific building you need. If it's off, workers consume oxygen tanks. They go home for filling when their oxygen tanks are empty. Now let's check the buildings with sufficient oxygen. Awesome! You should also know that there are some buildings where oxygen generators work automatically. Now let's check the energy consumption of the buildings. Amazing! Now you know how to control your building's oxygen sufficiency and energy consumption. As these oxygen generators increase your energy consumption, you should remember to turn them off when your energy is short. Now it's time to take action regarding cracks. Cracks explode if there is no gas extractor placed on them. Then they start releasing toxic gases and can become a risky zone for our people. To unlock gas extractor, we should build a research center first. Very well. Now we have a research center and adequate research points for unlocking the gas extractor. Let's use the research points to unlock the gas extractor from the research center menu. Well done! Now you know how to use your research points to unlock anything from the research center menu. Now we should build a gas extractor on the crack. It is the only way to prevent its explosion, and also will be able to generate electricity for the oxygen center. Excellent! Now we've protected our people from a possible explosion. Don't forget, these cracks can occur anywhere. Now it's time to take care of the dead trees and revive them. Trees require a lot of water to reach the required vitality for creating a tree dome. During a rainy or snowy day, trees don't require water. Great! When a tree's vitality reaches the required percentage, it generates a tree dome and acts as a natural oxygen center. Any building under a tree dome has no energy consumption. People don't get sick during the winter and also don't consume oxygen tanks under a tree dome.